So yesterday, I made my way to the gym, and I put myself through. I had so much aggression, right? I had so much aggression. I'm like, I need to get to the gym, and I got on the treadmill, and I zoned out. I hit 6.0 on the treadmill, and I think I went to like a point 0.5 incline, and I just ran. And I did my mile like in 13 minutes and some change. Because I think I did do like a 2-3 minute warm up at the beginning, but then afterwards 6.0. And then I went the way the gym is set up. You walk into your right, you have your back machines, you have your dumbbells, then you have your chest machines, then across you have your arm and shoulders, and then your legs. So I went ahead and just did around the world. But like I said, I had all this aggression, and then going back to Arena Zarutska, and that image just kept replaying in my head, and I caught myself. There was a few times where I wanted to break down in tears because that image of her looking at that guy holding her neck, like what just happened, and that you can see the fear in her eyes, and I just kept replaying over. And like I said, I took myself to a lonely, dark place, and I just let out all my aggression. And I got to thinking, the what if we all, went to the gym to deal with our problems, to deal with our aggression, right? I'm a big believer. You want to build mental toughness? Go to the gym. It goes hand in hand. You're going through that workout, whether it's a 30-minute, 45-minute, hour workout, your body's not used to it. You're breathing heavy. Your heart rate is racing fast, and you're wanting to stop, but that mind's like, nah, we got to finish. We're not done yet. And you push yourself. But just imagine if we all went to the gym and we whether it's 2 days out of the week, 3 days out of the week. If you're already doing that, great. If you haven't been to the gym in a while, or you haven't even stepped foot because, hey, I don't even know what to do if I went to the gym. That's why, for me, I don't like going to commercial gyms, right? And there's so many reasons why I stay away from commercial gym. I found my mom and pop gym, and I love it there. And because as soon as you walk in, I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. That's on the wall. That's why I fell in love with that. And then plus, it takes me back to my high school days. It does. When I was with the basketball team, and then I did the conditioning training with the football team during the summer one year, and the same layout or the same equipment reminds me of my high school gym. Anyways, getting a little off subject here. If you have aggression, if you haven't found that outlet to release that aggression, find it. Go to the gym, go to a boxing gym, go to what is it, the rage rooms, and just have at it. Release all that, right? Because I could have easily, with everything that's been happening, I could have easily just picked up a 12-pack, got drunk. I could have, lashed out at everybody, just be mad, cuss out everybody, go out there looking for a fight. I could have did that, right? But I chose to let me go to the gym. It's unfortunate that what took place pushed me to put myself through that brutal workout, but I haven't felt this angry in a long time, and it's like, man, what do I do? I went to the gym, right? And of course now, like, my body, it's like I'm sore. Yesterday was the worst too because my blood pressure shot up, and if you deal with blood pressure, you know what I'm talking about. You know, it's not a good feeling, but was it worth it? Damn right it was. You know. But yeah, I just wanted to get on here just to let y'all know that get to the gym. If you haven't, if you need that outlet to release, aggression, um, or journal writing too, right? Write everything down. You know, we're, like this whole week's just been crazy. But y'all have a good one.